be in Manchester to pick up my copy of Tangerine Dream, Raum. My feeling is that you need to use the record shops or lose the record shops. So I don't buy online if I can help it. I don't download an album. I like to buy a physical copy in a physical music shop. I've had good fortune to work here a couple of times as well. Anyway, let's go and get my copy of Raum. So tonight is the Tangerine Dream gig in Manchester. Nearly 2 years ago this concert was meant to happen, postponed twice, but I'm really looking forward to it. And I went and got the new Raum CD from HMV this afternoon. Not listened to it yet, not dabbled at all online. I want to save the first listen to hearing some of it, I assume, live from Tangerine Dream in person tonight. So when I listen to the album, my first association of that piece of music is from today's concert. So about to plod up Oxford Road, get some food, meet the missus, and then go to the Tangerine Dream concert at the Royal Northern College of Music. First of 2 Tangerine Dream concerts in this coming week, because I'm going to see them again in Liverpool with my older 2 children next Thursday. So I'm just checking I'm not going to get splattered by any possible trams here in St Peter's Square. Anyway, on quest for tea now. I'm hungry. Couldn't get in that Wetherspoons, absolutely packed. Oh, hello and welcome to my den, and talk about the concert and review the new Tangerine Dream album, Raum. So yes, the concert happened, and by heck, it was grand. It was very good indeed. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Much longer than I anticipated. 2 hours 30, 2 hours of back catalogue and contemporary material. Some of the back catalogue material obviously reworked, re-instrumented. And in the last 30 minutes, a real-time composition or improvisation, as most may know it. Standout, I think, probably was Steve Rothery from Marillion coming on stage. I don't know Marillion really at all, apart from stuff that they got in the charts, principally Kaylee. Anyway, I'd been pondering what Steve might do in Tangerine Dream, and I thought perhaps he might fill in for some of the guitar pieces which Edgar would have been playing, and indeed he did. So Steve Rothery played on Song of the Whale Part 2 and Cloudburst Flight, which was the crescendo of the main part of the concert, and then there's the 30-minute improvisation. Again, the first half of it I found particularly blissful. Great joy to share the experience and enjoying the videos with others online afterwards, reinforcing the shared experience, the shared love. So merchandise, yes, there's the usual t-shirts. I bought this one at the Union Chapel gig in London a few years ago. I had to buy a new cap because my old cap got worn a lot, and I washed it a few times and it really suffered for it. So that's my old one, and that's my new one. So I will just have to carefully damp wash this one when it starts needing a wash. Now, for the album Raum, I've not yet listened to it. No, outrageous. I agree. And that's because I wanted my first experience of the material to be at the Tangerine Dream gig, and then I create the first impression of that from that good memory, not just a crammed tram somewhere or bus with it playing on Spotify in my ears or something like that. So here I do have the CD, Raum. Now, I know when I do these videos, I usually like to open it in front of the camera, but that much I couldn't wait for. And I'm just recognising the artwork there being projected at the back on the concert, at the concert. Also, a nice little inlay booklet to tease out of the fold. And pictures, of course, of Edgar, Torsten, Hoshiko and Paul, fiddling with various electronics, wires and knobs and bits and pieces. an equipment list. What I found particularly helpful was to track Edgar's continuing input and influence into the music, even though he has exchanged cosmic addresses. And yeah, it does say here, performed by Edgar Froese on tracks 2, 6 and 7. So I'm going to put this on in a minute and actually listen to it and give a review. One thing you will hear time and again since Edgar's passing is that it's not really Tangerine Dream anymore. When Edgar first passed, on that very night, and when I saw the news and I sat down and sort of experienced the wave of emotion, and then listened to Ricochet Part 2. Whilst listening to that, I was seeing comments that Tangerine Dream would continue and felt kind of outraged and incensed that how? And when Quantum Gate came out, I dabbled and I thought, okay, I'm going to give this a try, and it was very, very good. You can feel Tangerine Dream in it. More Tangerine Dream, if you like, than I think I felt since Melrose and Optical Race. I dropped out of listening to Tangerine Dream at Raccoon. I just have no love for it, and it was starting to sound like any other kind of synth band with nothing magic, nothing sort of that essence in it. Quantum Gate had that essence, it has that punch. And from what I've seen about Raum online is that there is that vibe there. Besides Edgar's widow, Bianca, endorsing and supporting Tangerine Dream's new lineup, or even new again since Ulrich Schnaus has left the lineup, it seems, and Paul Frick has filled that position. I think one of the ways you can understand the continuing Tangerine Dreamness of Tangerine Dream is to introduce a little bit of a theological concept to you here. I am a theology graduate, and there are two Greek words which I think help communicate essence and appearance. That is ousia and hypostasis. And for me, the ousia, the essence of Tangerine Dream, remains the same. Edgar may not be the face, the outward-facing reality, the hypostasis, but his ousia is still there in Torsten questioning. Torsten spent many years working alongside Edgar. Hoshiko was appointed by Edgar and brought into the band, so his direct influence, Edgar's direct influence, is still there. So think about it. There are 3 new hypostases, 3 new faces, continuing to convey Edgar's ousia essence. So there you go, a little bit of a theological exploration into how Tangerine Dream is still Tangerine Dream, even though Edgar's no longer at this cosmic address, and historic members like Peter Baumann, Klaus Schulze, Paul Hassling, Johannes Schmeling, and others are no longer in the band. Edgar's essence and the essence of Tangerine Dream is still very much there, just the outward form, the outward hypostasis of that ousia has changed. I hope that makes sense, especially if you're not theologically trained or New Testament Greek. So let's play the music. Oh, and my only kind of about the concert was how much of the melodies were lost in the loudness of the mix. Had I not known the albums very well, the pieces of music very well, I wouldn't have been able to hear the melody in my head when it's being played out. Hello, you find me on my lunch break, grabbing a few minutes of Raum on the Marleys, and it's a good album. Yeah, I started listening to it a couple of nights ago when I did the last bit for this video, and a day off yesterday. I had it on loop all day on a variety of different speakers, 2 speaker stereo, 1 big Bluetooth speaker on the Marleys, and it is an album I'm really enjoying. Some tracks are going to take a while to grow, but for me it has a feel of a classic album. When I look back to how I felt about albums like Encore, White Eagle, like these are the entire albums, Hyperbora, there are would be a couple standout tracks or moments from it, and it took a while for the rest of the album to kick in, and now I really love those albums, and I really love Raum. It's very good. Portico is a bit of a go-to track. There's a sort of a good quick fix feeling of a Tangerine Dream juice to it for me. And let me remind myself of what it's called. You're Always On Time. You're Always On Time has an interesting chord progression on it that puts me in mind of something else. I can't nail what it is, but it's the climbing 4 chords. Do, 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 do. Don't know if that's in tune or not, but anyway, it has like a tension in it, and I'm sure I've heard that used in a film soundtrack somewhere. Yeah, it's a good album. It works for me. I've had it on in the background as like an audio wallpaper, and I've had it on in the foreground. It's something to very actively listen and engage with. So for me, Raum gets its a big thumbs up. And so I really enjoyed the Manchester concert. That will go on as a separate clip. And I've got the Liverpool concert tomorrow, so I will do a compare and contrast between a seated concert and a standing concert, and see where the playlist differs, where the improvisation, the real-time composition varies. So thank you, Tangerine Dream. Thank you, Raum. And if you enjoy content about Tangerine Dream, Jean-Michel Jarre, and other bits of music, as well as ancient sites and places and things I get up to, please do subscribe. I have so much stuff that I filmed and yet to edit, and I will be making more stuff to do with CD singles, like music from the early 90s through the 90s and 2000s. Thank you. Thanks for watching, and there'll be another couple Tangerine Dream videos up within the next few days.